Hey guys, welcome back to Boss Fan TV. And today we're doing the match reaction to last night's 3-1 defeat against St. Pat's at Dalymount Park. Um, Look, what's new really? It's just been no positives really to take from this season. Thankfully it's coming to a close soon, so we don't have to endure this for much longer. But look, like nearly a lot of games at home, especially this season. We've actually played all right in the first half. Started with a decent amount of intensity. Obviously we get the penalty then. I think on 17 minutes. It's a foul. I think it was Axel Schoberg on. I think it was Clark. Um, and the penalty gets given, and Dawson Avoy steps up to take it. Probably should have been Dale Rooney, but look, the Avoy is a good penalty taker. We know that from his first spell here. Look, and just guess it's the right way. It's a good save, and then I don't know how the rebound hasn't gone in. Clark's there to follow it in, but it's remarkably cleared off the line by Anto Breslin, and look, that was obviously a huge opportunity missed. But look, I thought after that we were still playing all right. Um, we had most of the possession, but look, like always, really, we don't we never look threatening, when we have the ball. The way we set up, there's plenty of width, but in the middle, there's very little for players like Clark to feed off on. And look, yeah, we went in at half time 0-0, and it wasn't too bad. And we weren't playing too badly, and we still had a chance in the second half to go on and hopefully win the game. But look, 5 minutes into the second half, we're down to 10 men. As second yellow for Ross Tierney. Look, I think it's pretty harsh. I think he goes in to get the ball and he just runs into Forrester, and yeah, it might be a foul, but another yellow, I'm not so sure. But look, the game changes after that. However, I think it was 5 minutes later, Pat score. It's Forrester. Takes a big deflection on the way in. And from that point on, it's always going to be very, very difficult to get back into the game. And look, Pats took control after that. About I think it was 6 minutes later, Mulroney gets a second. It's a good strike, 20 yards out, very powerful strike. Casper had no chance, and then after that, you're thinking, yeah, it's game over. And look, they made sure of it then a few minutes later when Joe Redmond headed in a third. And look, obviously we get the consolation then at the end. The voids, it's a good hit, it's a good goal, but look, meant nothing. We still lost the game 3-1, and look, it's a very it's another very disappointing defeat on top of plenty of other disappointing defeats, especially at home. Look, we've seen too many of those games at home where we're on the front foot for parts, but can't make our dominance count. We can't create chances. We had a couple in the first half, like we mentioned the penalty, and then I think Tierney had one. Very quite early on in the game before the penalty where he had a header that I think was going in, but was cleared off the line by Redmond. Um, and look, sending off definitely changed the game. We were still well in it before that, but look, once the sending off happened, Pats, they took control. They got their goal, and it was a one way traffic really from that point on. And look, it leaves us again. We're still 4 points above Drogheda, but we're still in a difficult situation where if Drogheda were to get the win against Rovers on Friday, there'd be 1 point in it with 3 games to go. And we have some difficult games in those three. We've two away games to come now. We've Sligo on Saturday, and then we're up to Waterford the week after, and then obviously Galway at home on the last day. And we don't want to be in a situation where we have to beat Galway to avoid the playoff, because that wouldn't be nice. There'd be a lot of nerves about the place, and I think you'd wonder how the players would perform under that kind of pressure. But look, like we've said in recent weeks, so I personally don't see how Reynolds can continue for next season. Look, I've been trying to give him a chance now for the last few months. Even when things weren't going great, um, I still thought that maybe we'd need to give him another window to try and sort it out. But I think he's had long enough with the players now. He's been in the job since March, and we're not really seeing any signs of improvement. Now there's been periods, where we've got a little bit of a run going in terms of performances, but not with results. We've got a few draws that probably should have been wins. We think back to those games against Shells, um, it's, it's Dundalk in Daily Mail back in July. I remember that game. We absolutely peppered them for the whole second half and couldn't score. Sligo at home as well. I think back in July where we were beaten 2-0, but we were all over them in the second half and then couldn't convert any chances. So it's been like that all season. And look, it's very frustrating, and it's very harsh on our attacking players, especially Clark. You know, the fact that we're hanging our hat on him to be, the striker in the team that's going to, deliver and score goals and do the role of a striker. Look, that's not fair on him. I think it just comes back to recruitment again. We brought in Alex Grave in the summer, and he's not the kind of striker that I think Reynolds wants to sort of play his football around. Um, I think the way that we play, he kind of wants a physical presence up there. Grieve isn't really that. He's quite. He's not the tallest. He's quite slight. He's a player that probably likes to have the ball at his feet and get in behind. And look, I think Clark's probably the nearest option we have to that at the minute. Look, Piszczek, yeah, look, cheers. Thanks for the goals against Rovers this season, but he's not good enough. Let's be honest. And look, that's we know that that's a massive, massive issue that needs addressing in the off season. But look, final conclusion on the game. Really, look, okay up until the sending off, but after that, we it was one way traffic. Really, Pats just made their quality count. And look, we slumped to another poor defeat. And look, we've 3 games left now. Look, if Rovers, the fact that we're banking on Rovers now to win on Friday, it doesn't feel great, of course, but that's the situation there. We just have to hope that Drogheda don't pick up anything on Friday, and we can head into the Sligo game on Saturday now, and knowing that a win would put us in a very good position going into the last couple of games, and we can breathe a little bit easier. But yeah, look, that's where I'll end it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below what you thought about the game. Who was your man of the match? Did anyone stand out? Probably Clark for me anyway. I think Clark was probably the best player again. You know, put in a shift up front. But again, imagine if he only had a striker to fade off. I think we'd be saying the Clark of last season. But look, I'll say for the preview in the Sligo for the Sligo game, that'll be out on Thursday. So bye bye.